Every sport can be broken down into skills. So if we look at football, it can be broken down into the skills of passing, of shooting, of dribbling. For cricket, we've got bowling, batting, fielding, and then other sports may only have one skill, such as throwing a dart or such as running. All skills can be classified into certain brackets, and we're going to look at open versus closed skills, basic versus complex skills, and high organization versus low organization skills. However, it's important to remember that skills are on a continuum. So sometimes it's very easy to classify a skill, whereas other times it's more difficult. The examples we're going to be looking at are the best examples possible in order to classify a skill accurately. Closed skills take place in a stable and predictable environment. So if a performer is to repeat a closed skill, the environment is going to be very similar each time. Examples of closed skills include a free throw in basketball, a serve in tennis, and a penalty in football. For example, a penalty in football is always taken from a same spot, the same distance away from the goal, and the goalkeeper always starts in the middle of the goal. So a penalty taker, if they were to take a penalty 100 times, the environment is always going to be pretty similar. On the other hand, open skills take place in a variable and unpredictable environment, and examples of open skills include dribbling in basketball, a tackle in rugby, and a forehand shot in tennis. So if we think about dribbling in basketball, the environment is unpredictable because the defenders are always in a different position. They might be putting pressure on you as you're dribbling, or they might be backing off. Your teammates are all in different positions, and you're always dribbling at different points on the court. Basic skills are skills that, after they're practiced, they are easy and require very little concentration to complete successfully. So passing in football or passing in basketball, or if we think about catching a cricket ball or a baseball or a softball, they all take very little concentration after we've learnt the skill. So they are basic skills. However, complex skills always require full concentration if we don't want to make a mistake. Even after they're well learnt, complex skills still require that full concentration. So examples include putting or driving in golf and taking a penalty in football. This is because these skills, even elite performers, often make mistakes during these skills. For example, a golfer can still miss an easy putt if they're not concentrating fully. Low organisation skills are skills that have clear and simple phases that can be broken down to make learning easier. Most skills can be classified in sport as low organisation skills. If we think about badminton and tennis shots as an example, they can be broken down in terms of, for tennis, moving towards the ball, bringing your racket back, putting your opposite arm out, and then making a shot and following through. So this can break down learning to make it easier. High organisation skills have a number of complex phases, and they're very difficult to break down during practice or during learning. Lots of gymnastic movements, such as floor routines or beam routines or using the parallel bars, they are high organisation skills because we can't break that skill down. It has to be learned all together, and it's of a very complex nature. For exam questions on this topic, you might get asked to give an example of a skill that is, for example, open, and you could say dribbling in basketball, and you might have to explain why. So you need to talk about how dribbling takes place in a variable and unpredictable environment. Or you might get asked about a particular skill, such as a somersault in gymnastics. You could get asked to classify that skill as high organisation or low organisation. And you would need to say it's high organization because there's lots of complicated phases which are difficult to break down for learning.